Drawing on location is about play, process and trust. Welcome to Draw Tip Tuesday. My name is Koosje Koenen and today I'm taking you sketching on location with just a few simple tools. I'll show you how limiting your materials can actually make drawing more fun, how to keep your sketch loose and alive, and how to trust your inner artist. Along the way I'll share some pro tips for drawing in public, and at the end you'll get a fun assignment to try yourself. Today I will be drawing in my Strathmore Mixed Media sketchbook, and I will be using water-soluble materials, Neocolor crayons, the water-soluble kind, and a fountain pen. Also, I've got some pro tips for you. When I look for a spot that I want to draw, I look for ledges and stuff like that, because benches are in cities but often just not exactly on the right spot, or they are already taken. So I found this ledge here I'm sitting on, and I always bring my sitting mat so that I can add a little bit of comfort. Also, the ledge is not too comfortable, which pushes me to work a little bit quicker, because otherwise I won't have any feeling in my butt anymore after a while. So those are just tricks to push yourself to step out of your comfort zone, and you really have a reason to work quickly. When you're drawing in the streets, especially in busy areas, you want to be mindful of your stuff at all times, even when you get into the flow of sketching and forget the rest of the world. What I do to make sure nobody can snatch my bag without me noticing is keep it between my feet or putting the strap around my leg, like this. My intention for today's drawing is first of all to have fun, of course. Another one is to use limited color. So I took out 2 water-soluble crayons, moss green and salmon pink. I just love those 2 colors together. I will add ink line drawing, but want to first freely play with these water-soluble tools to make a bit of a mess, make marks, create a colorful basis and build up the courage to add line later. I want to capture the scene, the bridge over the water, a row of houses on the left, the building on the right, overlapped by foliage in the foreground. I started with the tree that's pretty much in the center of my view, and which will give me some landmarks on the page. I used a pink crayon for quickly putting down shapes for the orange roofs that I see. Not too accurate, let's just keep moving on that page. Also, the red stop sign can be added in that same warm color. One of the benefits of using limited tools is that you can hold them all in your hand, so you can alternate and keep the flow going instead of looking for the next material or the right kind of color. I add the bushes in the foreground and make it super blobby. I can always come back to do more layers or to add more detail. I do like adding some leaf shapes to indicate this is all a bit closer than the tree further up. Water-soluble materials are great to draw with and then add color, but you can also use them as kind of a mini palette, picking up pigment with a brush and painting with that. I love the versatility that brings to a drawing, with just a few tools. I decide to add a third color, Payne's Gray. It combines really nicely with these 2 colors and will add some contrast and tone. It can represent the slate color that I see on some of the roofs, I think. Let's see. I may be skipping a building here or there, but I'm not here for a perfect depiction of what I see. I'm interpreting what I see. I use the gray crayon for some of the roofs, indication of windows and a bit of contrast in the tree. A bit of lighter grey wash can indicate rows of windows further away. I keep looking at my view, trying to figure out if my proportions are believable and how high some of the windows are in comparison to others, so that you get a sense of depth and also variety, which helps bring interest and life to sketches. Okay, let's pause here. It's all just loose and messy marks at this point. This is where you need to trust the process and your inner artist. I am ready to add a bit of crisp pen line. I start with the largest building, adding lines where I think I need to clarify things or finish shapes. Before I start with adding line to the roofs on the left, I want to extend the tree a bit, as I notice there's some more overlap and the top of the tree also should be a bit higher. Not sure if there's much logic to the decisions I make at this point, as I am in the flow and I follow my intuition. I think that intuition and the confidence to build on it comes with time and experience. The more you draw, the better you get at listening to the inner artist in you and trusting initial thoughts and feelings about next steps in the process. It's really a wonderful thing to develop as an artist, and to develop it, all you need to do is the thing you love doing, and do it a lot: drawing. If you'd like to learn to trust your inner artist more, see me demo like this in real life, and draw on location with me, then check out my workshop schedule for 2026. Now is the time to plan for it. You don't want to miss out on a dream trip on which you get to travel and draw with a bunch of other artists like yourself. The link to my schedule is in the description of the video. I've added some details on the roofs and we'll get back to those later. But first I want to make more sense of the middle of the drawing, so I'm plucking the courage to draw inky marks for the railing of the bridge. There's a dark shadow under the bridge, so I add that. In real life the railing looks a bit more elegant, but I like my wonky marks that almost look like small figures. I jump around on the page a bit, now going back to those roofs again, and just like in last week's video, I am simplifying things. I abbreviate shapes and patterns that I see, trusting the viewer's eye to understand the whole once the drawing is finished. When part of your drawing is wonky, out of proportion, or has a weird perspective, keep going. Don't try to fix things, because when you add more line to it, you'll only put more emphasis on it. Give your whole drawing the love and attention it deserves. Don't look back, but look forward. Play with your tools, adding marks with the different materials that you have. You may have noticed I also added a person walking on the bridge. The person walking by went quite fast, so I had to draw partly from memory and partly Frankenstein the figure by combining the legs of another person passing by to the upper body of the first guy I drew. The last part is mainly just having fun. All the important elements are now captured. Relax, play, add more crisp lines where needed, more contrast where things seem a bit meh. Shadows will bring depth and life too. I'm using the gray that is still on my brush to create a bit of life to the water. I dilute the ink under the bridge and can use what's on my brush to make marks to indicate there are bricks there, and adding more gray for shadows. I contemplate, take a breath, look for what else the page needs. Basically, there's a lot of hovering over the page as I don't want to add too much. I'm wondering about the house on the left-hand side. Should I keep it like this, or does it feel too bare compared with the other buildings? I decide to add lines so that it hopefully feels more connected. The sun comes in and out. You can't see the crisp shadows on the reference photos, but I'm adding some that I can clearly see. I don't really want to stop because I'm having so much fun, but I don't want to overwork the page. I soften the lines of the bridge to create a bit more clarity of the brick shape. Then do a bit of splattering, using my brush and a crayon as the palette. I like how that adds a bit of texture in the sky without having to draw actual clouds or paint the sky. Same goes for the green spattering on the water to give the sense of that floating bright green duckweed. Careful though with those yellow pants I'm wearing. I noticed that I need a bit more shadows, so I add those. A bit more mark making to indicate shingles on the roofs. And making up a row of windows to fill bare bits. Then just a few more leaf shapes for overlap. And I'm done. Here's your assignment for this week. Pick just 2 or 3 colors, plus a pen if you like, and set a simple intention for your page. It could be have fun, focus on roofs, play with messy marks, or anything small and doable. Capture your subject loosely without worrying about perfection. No need for that. If things look wonky or messy, that's part of the fun. Just keep going. And if you'd like to draw together in real life, check out my upcoming workshops. Now is the time to plan your creative trip. You'll find the link in the description. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you next week. Bye!